Hello. It's been an interesting day. My wife did a very emotional video. I did an emotional video. I came home. We talked it out like it was a full house moment. I don't know what to say to you. Apparently, I'm dealing much more with my parents getting divorced when I was a kid than I thought I was. It's funny because when they got divorced and I was 12, I thought to myself, hey, 2 Christmases, 2 birthdays, they'll be competing for my attention. I'll get more stuff. But when I got into my 30s, I realized how significantly it had affected me. And I guess there was an aspect to that I hadn't considered today. And apparently it still bothers me a little more than I thought it did. I very much don't want my marriage to end up like my parents' marriage. And I definitely don't want our marriage to end up like Asia's parents did. But as my wife pointed out, we are not our parents. It's funny, I'm in my mid-40s and I still got parent issues. Like, I'm no hope for my wife. Like, my wife's 23 years old, and of course she's got a couple of unresolved issues with her dad, but if I'm any indication, she'll be dealing with this long into her 40s, and that's terrible. I watched my wife's video, and there was a minute there where I felt like she was gonna leave me. I don't think I've ever really felt that way before. Not in my marriage. Maybe it was just a momentary thing. Maybe today was just an emotional day. Maybe I'm not at my best. Maybe she's not at her best. I don't know. But conversations need to be had. We need to talk more. We need to listen better. We need to stop dealing with things quietly to ourselves, and then we have all this pent up aggression and frustration, and we end up taking it out on each other once every 6 months or so. It's stupid. We need to be better than that. We have to be better than that, because we are. Like, even at our worst, we're better than any other married couple I know. Any other married couple I know. It's funny, I thought we were past all of these insignificant issues, but there's still work to do. There's still room for improvement. We'll get there, though. I love this woman. She's sitting over there. I turned the camera. I'm not going to do that. Love this woman. Best thing that ever happened to me. I adore her. Hey, look, there she is. Look how pretty she is. We'll do better. We'll be more. I know I can't do it without her. Oh no. I just remember arguments between my parents when I was a kid, and I just remember thinking to myself, why are they fighting? I thought they loved each other. It's like, thought we were happy. It's like, I'm happy. Why aren't they happy? I just never want us to be that way with each other, to the point that I'm just waiting for her to shut up talking so I can talk, and I'm not even listening. And I'm just so focused on getting my point across that I can't hear hers. And I can't let anything. We need to be better. We need to be more. I was really scared for a minute today. It's funny, I did this whole rant. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put up the last few minutes of my rant today, just so you can see it. I did this whole video today talking about the only thing that scares me is what's gonna happen to me once I'm gone and how Asia will react. But then I watched her video, and even though it was just for a minute, the thought of her leaving paralyzed me with fear. Who am I without you?
I'm sorry that you even thought that. It makes me sad that you would even consider that.
I didn't mean it. It just, as I listened to you talk, it kind of popped into my head, and
I just want to be the best I can for you. That's literally the only thing I want out of life, is to make you happy. I literally don't have a life without you.
And the idea that you were unhappy, that you were that unhappy in our marriage, just...
What do you mean in our marriage? Can I
like, okay, like when I say in our marriage, I mean, here we are married, we are in our marriage. And for a moment while we were married, for you to feel that unhappy, not unhappy with our marriage, but just unhappy while married to me.
Can I tell you something?
You can tell me anything.
In all honesty, you do that too much.
Do what?
Whenever I'm unhappy, as you put it, or dealing with something, or you see me hurt or crying, you always assume it has something to do with our marriage.
Yes.
And it never, ever does. You have to remember, even though we're married, we're a union, we're together, we're a couple, I still deal with things on my own, you still deal with things on your own. And it doesn't always mean, it never means that it's our marriage. My video today was about me, the way that I felt, and what I felt like I need to do for myself and for my family. Not about any issues you think we may have in our marriage. And if you do think that we have issues in our marriage, then those concerns need to be brought to the table, because I never, ever want you to think that I could ever think about leaving you. Where would I go? What would I do?
It's not so much that I feel like we have trouble in our marriage. It's just I don't have a successful marriage to compare it to.
Then compare it to us.
Understand that before you, the longest relationship I had was 2 years, and I spent a year of that unhappy. Like, I'm in such uncharted territory here. And the only marriages I can draw back on are the 3 or 4 that my father had, or like the 2 that my mother had. Like,
you know how you always brag about how much of an amazing couple we are?
Damn right we are.
Nobody compares to us.
Nobody.
Then stop being insecure in our marriage and feel that
I'm
way
not insecure in our marriage, though.
Okay, would you ever question if I love you?
Of course
not. Would you
not.
ever question if we're happy together?
Of course not.
Okay, then why would you ever, even for a second, think that I could ever divorce you? I
can't wrap my mind around the concept of, in our marriage, while we are married, while we are together, that there would be anything that would make you that unhappy.
Guess what? I have father issues, and that will always make me unhappy. Does that mean I want to divorce you? Yes or no?
No,
Okay.
certainly hope not.
I have issues with family members that make me sad. Does that mean I want to leave you?
Hope not.
I have insecurities. That doesn't make me want to leave you either. There's always going to be something that makes you unhappy. Maybe not long term, maybe it's for a second. You have things you deal with. You have mommy and daddy issues as well.
I didn't even realize how many I had.
But I don't think that you want to leave me. I'm sure you have flaws that you deal with, but it doesn't mean you want to leave me. And if we're being honest, the fact that you even consider that I might want to leave you hurts me, because since I've known you, even if you just want to consider since we've been married for the last 4 years, I have never feared you leaving me. With the exception of one time, but we're not going to talk about that because I was a complete prank. In all seriousness, I have never feared you leaving me, and I take great pride in that. And for a long time, I took great pride in you feeling that way too. And I feel at fault that I ever made you feel like I could ever want to leave you.
I didn't realize that I had so many issues unresolved with my parents. It didn't even occur to me, you know? And you talking 42, well, you can't say that, that's not fair. 30 years, because it happened when I was 12. 30 years of unresolved issues that I didn't know was there left me with a momentary moment of weakness. And I found myself afraid of you leaving. But it passed very quickly. So I guess kind of a testament to us that 30 years of pent up shit that I didn't know I had hit me all at once. And I doubted you for a split second.
Can I be honest with you?
You can always be honest with me.
I don't think it's that simple. I think you had that doubt, and that doubt was either in the back of your mind or it is in the back of your mind now, and that scares me, that you may think that. It's not as simple as you saying, oh, I'm good now. You thought for a second I would leave you. I think that that's something serious. It's something, it just shows that there's work that needs to be done. For all this credit that we give ourselves for being this awesome couple and having this amazing marriage, there's obviously things we need to work on. And I've always dreamed of having a marriage where my husband would never, ever, ever think that I would leave him. And I would never think that my husband would leave me.
I don't think you're leaving. I got scared and I got stupid.
It just reminds me of before we were married. I gave you every reason to leave, and for a long time you feared me leaving, and at one point I did leave, and it just takes me back to that. And I don't want to be Asia Jordan and putting my name in the same category as divorce or separating or leaving. It makes me feel like Asia Jordan, and I don't want to be that woman, and I don't want you to look at me and think that I'm that woman.
I don't. We got some talking to do. I'm not going nowhere.
But do you know that I'm not?
I wouldn't let you.
That's not what I asked you.
I don't think you're going anywhere, honey. Like I said, I got scared and I got stupid. Even if it was just for a minute. Wow, I didn't mean for this to be a thing. But till death do us part, man. I got you. Let's get it done.
But do you know that I have you?
I do.
You always tell me how you have me.
She's scared. I don't want to argue. I don't want to fight.
You always tell me how you have me and how much you love me. You never leave me, but you never confirm that you know that I feel the same way. In fact, every time I say these things to you, you always just say, well, I don't understand why. Why would you love me? I need you to know that. And maybe I don't show it well enough. Maybe I can do more or be better. And if that's the
It's
case,
not
I'm
you.
willing to do that.
It's not you.
But it is me.
It's not.
It is. I don't care what issues you may have had with your parents or issues you currently have, because I have issues too. But I never, ever put you in that same category. It's completely
I didn't even.
separate. And I'm not trying to bash you at all. I just don't want you to feel this way. And you're my world and I love you. I understand that today you realize some things that you didn't know were haunting you. I get it completely. Trust me, I get it. But now that you can admit that there are things that you deal with, that you have been dealing with without you even realizing it, please let me in. Talk to me and let me help you.
It's not that I was keeping it from you. I didn't.
I understand. But now that you know, don't shut me out.
Do I?
You shut me out a lot.
Do I really?
And I love you. It's you. You want to be the man and take care of things. And you don't want to show a certain side. And I get it. I get it completely. But I'm your wife. Let me be your wife. Completely. Not just physically, but emotionally as well. Can you do that?
Of course. Wow, I'm sorry. I'm big emotional baby here.
Just cry it out so don't feel bad.